Did you learn that good things come to those who wait? I learned that good things come to those who wait when I spent 3 years secretly collecting evidence against my husband who was poisoning me. Not like quick, deadly poison, but the slow kind that keeps you sick and dependent and nobody believes you when you try to tell them something's wrong. The kind that makes everyone think you're losing your mind while he plays the devoted husband. It started with small things about a year into our marriage. Headaches after dinner, stomach issues that came and went, dizziness that would hit me out of nowhere, fatigue that no amount of sleep could fix. At first I thought maybe it was stress or some weird virus, but it kept getting worse. Doctors kept saying anxiety or ease, or maybe it's just in your head. Austin would hold my hand during appointments, so concerned, telling them how worried he was about me. How sometimes I'd get confused, paranoid even. How he had to manage all our finances now because my brain fog got so bad. I'd been with Austin for 7 years, married for 4. Everyone thought he was perfect, handsome, successful, patient. They'd say how lucky I was to have someone who took care of me when I was sick, managed everything when I couldn't. Our friends would comment on how he never complained, how he'd cancel plans to stay home with me when I wasn't feeling well. What a saint, they'd say. What a perfect husband. But something felt wrong. When he wasn't home, I'd feel better. Like physically better. When he traveled for work, I'd actually improve. My headaches would fade, my stomach would settle. Then he'd come back and within days I'd be dizzy, weak, forgetting conversations we supposedly had. Losing hours like my brain just turned off. Waking up groggy when I didn't remember falling asleep. The first time I suspected something, I was in the kitchen and saw him adding something to my tea when he thought I was in the bathroom. I confronted him directly. Big mistake. He recorded the whole thing on his phone, then played it for my mom, his parents, our friends Veda and Justin. Me, sounding completely unhinged, accusing my perfect husband of trying to hurt me. You could hear the hysteria in my voice, the desperation. And Austin, so calm, so reasonable, asking me to please just take my medication, reminding me the doctor said these paranoid episodes might happen. Everyone looked at me with this mix of pity and fear. Veda pulled me aside later and whispered, maybe I should listen to Austin. Maybe I did need help. After that, Austin started suggesting I see a psychiatrist. Said maybe I needed residential treatment, kept saying we need to think about my safety. And when I was doubled over from stomach pain, he'd stroke my hair and whisper that he'd always take care of me no matter what. He'd tell people how challenging it was becoming, but that he'd made vows, in sickness and in health, and he'd never abandon me. Everyone admired him more. Poor Austin with his sick wife. I knew if I said anything again, he'd use it against me. Make me sound crazier. Maybe even have me committed. So I waited. Watched. Started dumping coffee when he wasn't looking. Stopped eating anything he prepared. Told him my stomach felt better with bland food so I'd make separate meals. But I'd pretend to eat what he made, then flush it when he wasn't around. I bought activated charcoal tablets and took them secretly when he wasn't home. Hid them in a tampon box he'd never check. Slowly, I got stronger. Clearer. Days where I could think straight for the first time in months. That's when I was sure. But I needed proof, not just suspicion. So I turned our guest room into my office. Said I needed my own space because my sleep was so disturbed. Started sleeping there.